Okay. I know you've read or heard about that game, movie, or comic, blah, blah, but you haven't heard it from us. So chill, relax, let us talk all about it before you log off.
Over again. Sheesh, from the top.
Oh my god! I'm looking at the fucking, like, the decibel pattern of my laugh.
And you're seeing that it's spiking at the reds? Yeah. Again from the top. What's up, everybody? I'm Sir Aaron Carter. I'm here with Emmaskies.
Hello.
And I just realized that we're the only two here, and we're doing Cloak and Dagger. And feels a little on the nose type of deal.
I'm telling you, if you agree to it, I will make you a Dagger cosplay.
I can't fit into her clothes. They're too small. She wears a lot of...
That's why I will make it.
Yeah, and then I'm
just saying, if you want to do Dagger, I will make that for you.
I don't look right in female clothing. It's not. So
that's just... No.
See?
No, we'll make it work.
So we just watched, or we didn't just watch, we watched like a few days ago or something like that.
Or like a week ago.
That wasn't a week ago. I watched it last night. For me. Really? Oh, okay, because you get to go to all the special events and everything like that. Ooh.
Yes, that's very true. Don't forget about it.
First 2 episodes of Cloak and Dagger Season 2. Let's do, from memory right now, because I don't have any notes on this one, a quick recap of Season 1.
Oh, God. You didn't tell me we were going to do this. I'm not prepared.
Well, I mean, people have to know what they're getting into, right?
I feel like if you're listening to this, you watched Season 1.
Maybe. So anyway, real fast. I won't even go into a lot of details. You have 2 main characters, Tyrone Biggums.
Is that his last name?
No, that's not his last name. I don't know what his last name is. I was hoping you were going to call me.
Tyrone Johnson, you ass.
I was hoping you were going to call me on it so I can get the right name.
Tyrone Johnson.
And Tandy Moynihan?
I honestly have no clue what her last name is.
Oh my gosh. It's like something with a M. So, Ty Johnson and Tandy... Tandy. I think it's just Tandy, right?
Tandy.
So, Tandy Bowen, thank you. So, these 2 little kids, Tandy's are getting off from a ballet recital or practice or something like that. Ty is with his brothers doing them things in the streets. And they have an unfortunate accident where they both fall into some water, and an oil drill thing offshore spills evil forces into the water, and
it wasn't an oil drill.
Yes,
Roxanne.
Yes, quote unquote oil drill, and they get superpowers. Tandy gets the powers to
they don't manifest for like 15 years.
That is true. And like they don't even do any flashbacks as if they, accidentally, like in preschool, she made like a knife and cut her food with it or something.
Tandy, what do you have? A knife!
Exactly, like that Vine video with the kids running around scissors or whatever he's running. But anyway, so fast forward into their about teen years. Tandy is now doing her thing on the street and living in an old abandoned church. And Ty, he is a basketball player going to a prestigious high school.
He's a 1%er.
Yeah, he is definitely a 1%er because of his parents, which is, I guess a switch. Because the comic books, they had them kind of reversed that way. But a whole bunch of stuff goes down. And we end the season with Ty being...
framed for murder.
Framed for murder for a police officer. And having to resort to actually live in that abandoned church. And Tandy getting what she wants and proving that Roxanne killed her father and did a whole bunch of other stuff. And now she's living fine, I guess? Like...
I suppose. I guess that's what we're supposed to believe.
Well, she's not living in the church anymore. She's not living in the church anymore. And she's not snorting pills.
That we see.
Yes. I was literally... Okay, so in the beginning, season 2, we start off already picking up kind of where we left off, except for we see the now role reversals. We have Tandy. She's at a ballet training class, I guess. Which, when I saw that, I was going to text you and say, how much does that cost?
A lot.
Okay, so...
Ballet is very expensive.
All right. So then I was like, did she get a lot of money somehow?
Did they get like? I'm just assuming there was some Roxxon settlement. Maybe that happened.
But they never play into any of that type of stuff. And then you see she goes back to the trailer park with her mother. And
so they didn't upgrade their living situation.
But they decided to spend a whole bunch of money on ballet classes.
Well, and she's got like new ballet shoes. She's got a new Leo. She's got like all this new stuff. Also, she's apparently in like the worst ballet class ever.
What was bad about it?
The way they shot that, nobody's going to give a shit about this, but I did ballet for a number of years, so I give a shit. But the way they shot that is just really bad. Like, you can tell that she had no training. She's never danced a day in her life before this, as far as I can tell. And whoever edited the episode doesn't know anything about ballet, because they do that whole montage where she's in the class and the teacher's, like, throwing out all these, like, ballet words. She's like, tendu, Fama, pas de bourrée.
That's
like,
real stuff, right?
Saying all this shit. It is real stuff, but
Okay.
like she'll say something and then they cut to Tandy dancing, and that's not what she's doing.
Oh, okay. So little
So whoever edited
inconsistencies
it
like that. Okay.
doesn't know. And it was one of those things where like they just wanted to make it look like it's super rigorous. Like they're just throwing out all these fancy French words, and Tandy's like getting sweaty. The entire class that they show, like they make it look like that's the whole class. That's like the 5-minute warm up for a ballet class.
Oh, so
It was actually really cringy to watch.
well, for us non-trained in the
I'm just saying, it was like, that is easily my biggest gripe with the first 2 episodes was the ballet stuff that they made her do. And I'm like, this is really bad. Because they do it later in the episode too.
yeah, where
they
she's by
pull,
herself,
like,
right?
Yeah, they pull like the Kevin Bacon, like, I'm really upset, so I'm going to go dance off all this energy.
The Kevin
like-
Bacon. I'm really upset. Okay.
Yeah.
I know.
And she's like, she's going across the floor and she's getting sweaty and she's like really upset. She's like pushing herself. She's literally just doing Shanae turns across the floor, which is like the most basic shit you can do.
She's trying to get back into it, though.
It's stupid.
She's
It's
just
stupid.
trying to get back into the life.
So we can get off it because I know nobody else cares, but it is stupid.
So, flip side of that, you got Ty. He's actually embraced his abilities a little bit more, and he's going out at night stealing from drug dealers and trying to make the streets safe.
Which is clearly working out very well.
Well, I think that's a little writer intervention type of thing, because I feel like it would have worked out fine, like if he were to do that in real life. Like, just, yeah, so all he was doing was just teleporting in, stealing drugs and money, teleporting out, turning them into the police.
Well, and Detective O'Reilly is exactly right. Like, if they didn't see who did it, who the fuck do you think they're gonna blame? The rival gang. They're gonna start an even bigger gang war, and you just caused that.
So then the gangs take each other out. Boom. Problem
and
solved.
there's a lot of collateral damage.
Problem solved. Then you just teleport the innocent people away. That's what you're doing. You're just working overtime. It's jobs creating jobs. That's exactly what just happened right there.
That's horrible.
So Tandy and... Oh, let me go to my notes real quick, because that was where we actually started off with. Tandy and Ty have a movie night where they watch Zorro, which I thought was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
With,
Is that supposed to be a silent film?
No.
Or were they just watching it with no sound?
I think they were watching it with no sound on a VHS, which was weird as well, because, I mean, why not? If you're going to get yourself a projector, you might as well get a DVD player, right?
I think we're supposed to believe that that was all already in church.
Really? In an abandoned church, they just left a whole bunch of just equipment? Yeah. Okay. All right. What else happened? Let's see. Protector's back on the job doing poorly in firing range. Oh, yeah, the detective. So she's back from her water dip. She doesn't... she seems a little frazzled. She went back into the firing range.
She did get shot.
Well, I mean...
Does anybody know about that, by the way? Do we know if anybody knows that she got shot?
I don't think so, because she walked right back in and everybody was just fine with her starting her job like nothing happened, right?
Yeah.
So, like, nobody was like, take some time off or anything like that. She's just right back into the detective work.
Although she is on some pills, so...
And they don't really explain what they are, but they kind of seem like
do
some Umbrella Academy, anxiety pills or something like that.
Yeah.
So she's doing all that at least. But, I mean, that was fine. She was upset with Ty for teleporting in and out.
Rightly so.
Well,
Yeah, rightly so.
we'll agree to disagree on that one.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway. Oh, and then we see Tandy at a group meeting. So I thought this was interesting. Only for the fact that it shows growth between her and her mother. and they're actually seeking help, which is good. But then when I saw her there and I heard other people talking about their issues, I instantly thought, is this how they find the crimes, or like, is this their information
She's just gonna listen
hub?
to their stories and go take care of whoever's beaten whoever.
Exactly. And so they introduced the character Michaela, which was a weird name for a Latin lady, but whatever. I mean, names are names. And her situation of her boyfriend or husband or something like that being very abusive. So Tandy follows her home like a stalker, and creeps on the outside and sees not really abuse, well, verbal abuse, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Because he didn't hit her or anything, right?
He didn't at that point, no. He yelled at her. He might have, I think he grabbed her by the shoulders or something, and then she just got in the car and left. So
she goes missing for a bit. Or no, Tandy goes inside. No, sorry. Tandy goes inside, and she vandalizes the place and writes on the wall, "Don't touch her," or "Leave her alone," or something like that. Leave her alone.
She cuts up the couch that he's sitting on as he's passed out on it. She breaks shit. She basically just fucks up his entire house and leaves that message that you need to leave her alone or else.
And apparently her stealth is very high, because he didn't hear anything while he was sleeping in the living room that she was vandalizing.
He was passed out drunk.
Oh, come on. Well, I don't know, because I've never been passed out drunk, so I don't know how deep that slumber is. So it's pretty deep. Okay, I'll take your word for it. Let's see. After it says, Tandy tried her hand in justice, quote unquote. Ty studies more.
This fucking nerd has her going out and getting his homework
and
at
then
school.
He's actually doing it. Like, that's the thing. Like, she gets him a recorder, and so he can record, I guess, his thoughts and notes. I don't know what that was about.
Yeah, which, like he said, she clearly doesn't know what studying is. Like, nobody's used diction in high school in a very long time.
But I think it's a pretty cool way.
Dictating.
I think it's a pretty cool way for like some to explain inner thoughts and monologues and stuff like that. So kudos to you.
I don't know that they're gonna go with that, because we already saw what they used it for.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. Okay.
And he doesn't have it anymore.
He doesn't. That's right. He doesn't.
But we'll get to that.
So what does it say? Ty studies, and then he goes back out trying to steal from the criminals, and then makes a rookie mistake. Doesn't check his perimeters, and gets knocked down and gang kicked, and then all of a sudden, well, I mean, what do you call it? Stomped? I mean that's another good way, actually. Yeah, gets stomped out, and somehow Tandy finds him. Right?
They don't you just kind of have to believe that she followed him, but he's fucking teleporting. So how?
Exactly, and so she finds him, saves him from the thugs. They make their escape. Back to the base, and she says, or back to the church. She says she followed him from the map, that he just has a whole bunch of random circles drawn all over.
No, that is right. That's how she found him.
But I'm like, how still? Because he has a whole bunch of random locations. One. Yeah. Did you just search all around after you went from the guy's house and wrecked it or something? So that didn't make any sense to me. But then actually, I kind of liked the conversation between the two, where he was like, I didn't want to mess up your life that was on the up. That's why I didn't tell you about this crime fighting thing. And she was just like, well, I got your back in this type of stuff.
Well, and she gets mad at him for lying, and then he calls her on doing the same thing.
Yeah, their relationship is weird. In the sense that I don't know where she expects him to just be very truthful about everything. And it's just like, why automatically though? Is it just because they have special abilities that are linked together?
Yeah.
And that's just it.
But, she doesn't feel the need to be the same amount of truthful, because as he calls her on, she's not telling him that she's going out and taking care of business with these abusive boyfriends.
Yeah, exactly. So she can do it and not tell him. And
she's like, how'd you know that? And he goes, I was stalking you.
Yeah, because he's been stalking everybody. And then that was the other thing. When he looked at his mom, she looked a little sad. But then when he looked at his dad looked like everything was cool going to the store.
Yeah, there's clearly something going on with his parents.
Like, whoo, two suns down, I'm good. Like,
oh my God.
That's what it looked like. That's what I was thinking the whole time.
That's horrible.
His girlfriend, she seems to be doing all right, turning down other guys, holding out for him.
Studying before getting on the bus to go cheerlead somewhere.
Like every high school student does. You know, you got to keep up your studies. And then it says, okay. So then I cut back to they were in the group therapy session again.
Oh my God.
And you find out that
what a fucking horrible twist.
Michaela, her abuser, flipped the whole story and became the victim in the story, saying
He said 3 guys came to my house. They tried to beat me up. I fought them off. They came in with chainsaws and screwed up the walls. I'm assuming he probably took a chainsaw to his own wall to cross out what she had written.
Yeah, because they didn't show what she walked into. They just you just hear like secondhand from her.
And she's like, he was scared and crying, and it reminded me how vulnerable he is. And like you just see this look of horror on Tandy's face, and she realized that it didn't work. Like, oh my God,
flipped the whole script on everything, and that was just like, okay, that was
horrible.
And so she flips out. She's yelling at her, which is not a good thing to do, especially in this group setting and everything like that. Ooh. The teacher, she gets not the teacher, the counselor. She gets upset at Tandy. Was this all in the same episode where she talks to the black guy? The other counselor?
No, that's the second episode.
Okay, second episode. Okay, so did she just up and leave then, Michaela? After she got yelled at? She just up and left. And then that was kind of the end of that little storyline for the first episode. I think so, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you don't see her again until
episode 2.
She goes back to the group and Michaela's not there or something like that.
Because they have a discussion with no. So after the argument with Ty and Tandy, he decides to turn in the drugs and money to the detective, O'Reilly, right?
Yes.
And she gets a phone call from her captain saying that they've arranged a meetup between the two gangs that were probably going to go to war because of what Ty did and all the thievery and everything. And they're going to meet up at this nightclub and try to work everything out. She gets a mediator that's cool with both sides to, smooth things over.
How do you just have one of those on?
I mean, you're the police. They're a part of the gang community as well. So, you just got one. You just got one in your pocket. So they meet up at this club. Oh, they do. Excuse me. I wrote even in the notes here. They do a little makeover montage scene where
because that was very necessary.
Exactly, where they make up and they agree that they're going to go and work together to fight the good fight. So Tandy wears just an oversized shirt and a belt, and
it wasn't even a belt; it's a tie.
Or a tie.
She ties a tie around a collared shirt and is like club ready to go.
Yes, and
I was like, bitch.
She rips Ty's sleeves off
and then puts a jacket on him so you can't see it anyway. Like, what was the point of all that? And then they have their cute little waffles or pancakes.
Oh yes, how do you hold hands, waffles or pancakes? And
very important question.
Actually, I was like, I like that little detail they threw in there. I don't know why. I was like, that's pretty cool. I like the little moment.
It was cute.
So they walk into.
And you're like, someday you're gonna be married.
I don't know about those two. So they walk into the club and actually just start enjoying themselves as opposed to being lookouts.
Oh yeah, no. She starts drinking. I'm like, girl, you need to have like reflexes and shit. What are you doing?
Yeah, exactly. Because
he's like, I don't drink, and she's like, I can drink for the two of us. Bitch, you are here for a reason.
It's funny to me because every time I think about them going in a situation, I'm like, he could just leave. You're stuck there. Like you are stuck there heavily. So everything seems like everything's going fine because the meeting is going down or whatever. And no. So he teleports into the meeting where the meeting's going to be to put the tape recorder in there so they can.
In the most obvious place.
No, it's not under the table.
tapes it on the table. Like they're not gonna check underneath the table.
No, they're not. Everything
Anywhere
is
else in that room. I'm just saying rookie mistake because Ty doesn't know what he's doing.
everything is very tense between the gangs. They're not doing a sweep or anything like that. They're just
Everything is very tense, so of course they're doing a sweep.
then the mediator probably was like, look, I cleared the room earlier. You know, guys, I brought some donuts, some snacks. You know, let's get this gang stuff over with. So anyway, they're chilling. They see through the glass of the room that the two gangs are in, and they see a body slam up against the window and blood splatter. Which actually I kind of like that they went full blown blood on the whole thing.
Oh
so,
yeah. And that is where that episode 1 ends.
Well, they rushed in there first, right? No, they
that's
rushed
right.
in
Yeah,
to see
you
what
see the
happened.
aftermath.
So you get to see the aftermath of everybody sliced up, and then there's a symbol on the floor, one of those voodoo symbols on the floor, and like cocaine or something. Did somebody bring drugs to the party?
Yes.
I
Clearly.
guess the mediator, refreshments. So I guess before one of the guys died, he was able to write out this voodoo symbol on the floor. And then almost bleed on it. Oh, no.
They show that. They show that in the next episode.
Yeah, but it was the random guy.
Yeah, it was the one that nobody knew who he was.
Okay, so yeah. And then that's basically where episode 1 ends. The detective comes in. She catches Ty and Tandy.
And I think it's important to note that all of this happened because they were not paying attention and they were too busy dancing.
Very true. Very much
Motherfuckers
true.
should have been listening at the door as much as they could. Keep an eye on things. But no, you're dancing, you're having a good time. You don't notice until everybody's dead.
And everybody did die swiftly. Oh,
and so that's where they... Oh, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, that was one thing I kind of noticed of the overall thing for the first episode, because it's been about a few months, like 8 months. They say in episode 2 it's been 8 months since everything went down. But the laundry scene where he's actually doing laundry for the clothes that he has, I was like, that's interesting. Like, they don't do that on Runaways. They don't show the different wardrobes. But he's still...
That was one of our biggest problems with the Runaways. Is like they're these runaway kids that are dressed in fucking designer
exactly,
shit. New outfit every episode. Yeah.
But he still kept a fresh haircut. Yeah, that's the thing that I was just like, hold on, if it's been months, bro. No
Alex Wilder going on.
Yeah, no, you would have had crazy wild hair. But I like the whole, the clothes being dirty and he has to, wash, and he's folded them out of habit because he's a nerd and everything like that.
So I saw it at WonderCon like a week ago, and that's where they ended it, and they were just like, bye.
Wow.
Like, oh, okay.
Well, no, that was a good place to end it for you. I mean, it's just one episode.
You're just like, what the fuck happens next?
No, episode 2 is like that.
Yes.
Okay, so picking up.
We'll get it, yeah. Let's get into episode 2.
So episode 1 over. Episode 2 starts off where it left off. And I really, really like this episode only because of the way that they kind of...
All the timelines.
Yes, the different time hops and stuff like that. So anyway, we start off with the 3 of them. So you got Tandy, Ty, and the Detective O'Reilly all at the crime scene. Detective O'Reilly...
Doing exactly what she told them not to fucking do.
I mean, first of all, if Batman didn't do what Commissioner Gordon, tells him to do, there would be no justice. These
teenagers are not Batman.
They have to start somewhere. They have to start somewhere. So she tells them to get the hell out of here, right? She opens the door. It, just tears up the crime scene with wind, apparently. It's
a very pressurized door.
She takes the recorder from them. Because all you heard on the recorder was just like screams and slices, right? Or like, who are you as well? Yeah. I think that was only like dialogue.
Yeah, you didn't hear any voices. You didn't hear any,
And they follow who first? They follow Ty first? Like...
Yes.
So what happened with him?
Because he saw the symbol.
That's right.
And he recognized it as being something voodoo. He just didn't know what. So he goes to see Evita's aunt.
And it's Evita, right?
Yes.
I keep putting Vita whenever I write her name down. So it's just Evita.
Terrible.
Okay. So he goes see Evita's aunt. She tells him it's a symbol for...
A vevey,
which is kind of like they're, like Catholics. She said Catholics have saints and they have veveys. And this was the vevey of death. So I don't know, but people summon it as well to help or get revenge or something like that as well.
I'm not entirely clear on voodoo culture?
Well, no, I thought she said. I'm not. Trust me, I don't know.
No, I know. I'm pretty sure she did. I just like off the top of my head, I'm just like, but yeah, you can like the way that Catholics do with saints, like you pray to a specific saint based on the situation that you're in, or who you want help from.
So he goes and then he gets caught by Evita. So she comes through. She's not having any of this.
Well, because Auntie starts drawing a Veve, and he's like, what's this one? And she's like, oh, it's for protection. And he's like, protection from what? And then Evita walks in the door and gets hella mad at him.
And then
I was like, Auntie.
Bounces out in the street. He gets her back. Does the one thing that I have always wanted every super-powered person in any story to just automatically do to the person they're interested in. Show them what you can do. Mm-hmm. Don't just be like, I can't explain. Just trust me. Like, no. Show them what you do right here and now, and then move on with your lives. So he teleports in front of her. She has a perfect response of, so you could have done that 8 months ago.
Anytime. At literally anytime you could have just teleported in front of me and been like, hey, I'm alive. And
then teleport away. Like, that's all I needed. Or something. Explain the situation. But she gets pissed, rightfully so, walks away. He looks stupid there, standing in an alleyway, just, being whatever.
Classic Ty.
How dare you? He's got his moments.
Classic Ty.
Do they go back after that to Tandy? Her timeline? Or does he go and do the ritual thing?
So what we're learning is that next time we're going to take notes.
I got notes, but they're kind of all over the place. I promise you. I'm
going to take notes.
It says Vita wasn't having it, and then it says Tandy's hallucinating while she's talking to the ex-jazz player.
Oh, yeah, because she sees her dad.
Yeah, which was out of the blue first. So
you skipped a lot, because we go back to Tandy. She goes to the group and sees that Michaela's not there.
Correct.
Asks the counselor about it.
Gets into it with the counselor about it. That's what I don't know if it was asking more than interrogating, and the counselor wasn't having that. So she
points her to another counselor, which is like, why? But okay.
Well, maybe he has more authority or more information, and he's an outside that can come in with a calm head and everything. They're both too close to this situation. So he takes her on a walk through an old neighborhood that maybe she would be around or something like that. Is that what that was?
He was walking her to a shelter he was basically saying, when everybody comes in, we give them information on this shelter. And so they were going to go over there, but to get there, they walked through this neighborhood.
Okay. And then they see
didn't drive there for whatever reason.
They see a electric post with a whole bunch of missing girls on there, missing ethnic girls, and Tandy's like, well, who's looking for these girls? And he's like, well, these people are looking for them. Like, and they explain, like, they don't get the coverage that, other
a pretty young white girl would.
Other people, you can say that. I wasn't going to go that route, but yeah, that's exactly what they were saying.
Say in the show.
That's
like,
what they were saying.
Like, if you went missing, the cops would be all over it.
Yeah.
But nobody gives a shit about these little brown girls that are going missing.
And she kind of gets this realization of, oh my gosh, you're right.
Racism exists.
I can't believe it. What
Never in my life.
I didn't think, especially down south. What, really?
Oof.
And so she gets a hallucination though of her dad walking,
which is not explained.
It isn't at all.
It's just like a PTSD kind of thing, I guess, but like there's no trigger for it.
But he looks pissed.
Yes.
What is that about? Like, I guess.
Well, because that's how she sees him now that she knows. That
he was abusive. That's right. Yeah. I didn't even put those two together.
That's the whole reason they're at the group.
I know that, but like, I still thought she saw her dad favorable. Like, I didn't.
No.
I didn't put that together. Okay, so.
Oh my god.
Put that in the notes right now. Dad, abusive still, even in the afterlife.
That's horrible.
So.
Yeah, there's like no real trigger for it. Like, she's just walking and she just starts seeing him.
Yeah.
Okay. And then she starts to manifest new powers.
Yeah. Like she's brightening up like car lights and street lights until they explode, like surges of energy, like around. And the guy, his reaction of, what the hell was that? Or like, what's going on? Was hilarious. So she just takes off.
She starts running and she's like, you know what? This guy is a limp. I cannot run him.
Oh, thank you. You noticed that. Because I didn't know. I was like, he's walking funny. Like, what's up with him? They didn't explain that. Maybe it's just the actor, and the actor just has kind of a limp. But I don't think it has anything to do with his character. then from there, they cut to the detective drinking heavily, apparently.
Classic O'Reilly.
And...
That sounded racist.
Wow.
I realized as soon as I said it. Classic Bridget, I guess.
Yeah, what? Just classic character trait of the detective. Not all Irish people. You racist. Jeez. Yeah, because they go back, because I wrote in here, I said, they've shown the symbol blow away 3 times now in this episode. And they follow her, and I put, we have an ego alert. What did I do that for?
That?
I don't know. I really don't know. We have an alert ego. I don't know what I was meaning. I don't know what I meant by that. I think, was that the time where she met her other self, right?
Well, she does when she leaves the bar and she's getting sick and she sees the reflection.
Yeah, so she looks in the reflection of the water on the ground or whatever, and you see her alter ego. That's what I meant.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, okay, alert ego.
Yeah, I put alert. Okay. I meant alter ego.
Learn to spell.
I was writing fast because I wanted to watch and do the notes at the same time.
Have you seen my show notes? All right, you know.
Look, we all can't. Look, I don't know how note taking. I do everything by diction, and so that's where I'm at. But anyway, when I saw that, I was thinking of Typhoid Mary.
Yes.
I was like, split personalities. Like, that's what we're getting. Cool. We get to see more of this, even though we fail to with
Typhoid Mary.
What was she in? Oh, Iron Fist, right?
There you go.
Okay. Yeah. Boom. So I was like, cool. We got a Typhoid Mary character. I'm all about that life. Let's see that.
Because we were really excited about her character, and then they got canned.
Exactly.
So we're like, okay, you know what? We can kind of live vicariously through this.
So she's being more assertive. She's going to the crime scene. She's talking to the detectives like she knows what went down. Exactly. As if she firsthand did everything.
And they're just like, this bitch is crazy.
Exactly. And then they talked about freelance or... like freelance ambulances. I didn't know that was a thing.
Freelance. No, not freelance, private.
Or private ambulance. Yeah, like what? Didn't know that was a thing.
So we have AMR is like the state. As far as I know, AMR is state, but even that might be private. But like there are state-funded emergency services, but there are private ambulance companies as well.
And so, do they just go to specific hospitals, or they just go anywhere?
I don't really know entirely. No.
So I think after that they switch back to Tandy, because I put Tandy is going to touch her for sure. So I know what that's about. That's when she went to the hospital.
In hospital.
Yeah, she found out that Michaela overdosed on heroin, which I don't know if it was about a part of her backstory besides the abuse, but that just kind of didn't make sense, right? For in Tandy's mind, like, why would she overdose on heroin? Or it could have been a coping mechanism to deal with the abuse. I don't know. So anyway, she goes to the hospital. She finds her. She touches her arm, and she sees her in the back of an ambulance being drugged by the EMT, and she tries to stop, which I don't know why she, like, you got these powers, you know the difference between reality and you know your powers, and she does another power surge in the hospital, probably killed multiple people because
took out all those life-saving machines.
Exactly. Like, you can't,
all those people just got unplugged.
Can't just EMP yourself in the middle of a hospital and not expect collateral damage. Like, it's not just gonna happen.
I like that the way they did it. So Michaela's hooked up to all these machines, and the only one that breaks is the light in the corner.
Yes, exactly. Well, I mean, that's probably all they can afford. Budget is a little low. Ty was doing his ritual, trying to really concentrate. Oh no, he meets Evita first, right? She comes to the church.
Yeah, he's trying to pray, but he doesn't really know how. And then Evita comes in. Which, how does she know where they are? Did she know in season 1? Was that like a thing?
That's a good question. Because he never said.
And I was like, how did she know where to go?
And now the question is flipped back of, why didn't you come here the whole 8 months if you knew where I was?
Mm-hmm.
So she teaches him how to breathe. And he Oh, no. Because,
oh my god.
Wait. Because when did he go into the ambulance?
When,
Because there's a point where he does the ritual and he goes into the ambulance and he sees Michaela.
And then he comes back.
And he comes back.
Take her with him.
Yes.
And that's when Evita shows up.
And that's when Evita, because he doesn't know how to teleport multiple people. I know I wrote in here, I said he needs to practice teleporting multiple people.
I would not volunteer to be a guinea pig for that.
Why not?
I'm not trying to get splinged.
I don't think that was going to happen. Like, maybe your hair will get chopped off or something, but he'd get you all the way through. So Evita teaches him how to breathe. They teleport into the hospital, which I'm not quite sure how they're playing his powers. Because, I mean, and somebody will correct me if I'm wrong, I don't ever remember him having the ability to just travel where trouble is or where he's needed.
Well, because I think the way I saw it is that he was just trying to get back to that girl. He was just trying to get back to her, and he thought she was in the ambulance, so he didn't understand why he was in the hospital. But then they open the curtain, and she's right there.
So they can lock. Okay, yeah, because they do.
Onto a person.
And they've done that before, because they do that later in the episode. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. So he sees her in the hospital. The cops are all over the place. So him and Evita do the cliche of kissing to hide, like nobody looks at the person. That's
classic Captain America.
Like, come on now. If I'm a cop now, I definitely am looking at everybody's kissing as a suspect, because that's just how I'm going to perceive it. What happens there? Then they kind of cut forward, don't they? Like in time. Like I'm
gonna take notes next time. I have no fucking clue.
That's terrible, because I know they go to the ambulance place when they all kind of figure out, that this, private ambulance company is in this area. Tandy goes there.
So Tandy goes because based off of what she saw in her vision. Bridget goes based off of fuck if I don't know.
Yeah, I can't remember why she. Well, I mean, probably personal knowledge. Like, she just probably knows already. And why did Ty go?
I think he just teleported to Tandy.
Oh, that's right. He did just teleport to Tandy. Because he goes back to the detective's office.
Oh, yeah.
Our detective's house.
Right. He goes to Bridget's, finds a Bridget that's tied up.
Tied up in a, I've been kidnapped position and is locked in her house. All the while, Tandy and another Bridget are at the ambulance place, and they're trying to stop the guy from getting away that kidnapped Michaela. So they have Tandy about to get run over. She totally Hadoukens the freaking ambulance.
Manifests another new power.
Exactly, just coming up with new stuff.
Willing to stand in front of a giant vehicle. Because she just knows that she can do it.
I was going to say, because, you don't know if that's going to work.
That is some self-confidence that I would love to have right there.
But it works. She totally flips a full ambulance with that ability. And then O'Reilly comes around and tells her to go be a lookout while she puts handcuffs on. I would have been like, I could look out from right here. Why do I need to leave anywhere? But she goes out of sight.
That's when you're like, I'm the one that can make light knives with my hands. Like, maybe I stick here.
Exactly. So
maybe you go be lookout.
She interrogates the guy real quick, gets whatever information she can get off of him, and then she slits his throat.
Does the classic, I believe that's all you know. I believe you that you've told me everything, and then kills him. And
blood splatters right in her face. I literally wrote down, I was like, how's she going to hide the blood from Tandy? They're going to see that. So that's when actually
everything starts to converge. All the timelines converge right then, because Ty takes Bridget to go see Tandy. Tandy just happens to be with the other Bridget, and that's when you realize that it's not a split personality. There are two Bridget O'Reillys.
Two Bridget O'Reillys, and I was like, "What is going on here?"
Exactly. I was freaking out.
And then they just cut to black, and I'm like, "Are you serious? No, come back on. I need to know why are there two of them, and how did she not know there was two this whole time? Or did she know there was two this whole time?"
No, I don't think so.
Well, I mean, she was talking to her in the puddle, right?
Right, but she was hella drunk. Yeah, you just assumed that you were seeing shit. where you had like a weird dream.
That's weird. So they're all there. Cat's out of the bag. So Cloak and Dagger definitely know that there's 2 O'Reillys, and one's a murderer. How do they move forward?
Luckily dresses herself in green, so she's easy to notice.
Very
know
true.
Which one is which.
That's very true. Well, I mean,
they're really pushing that mayhem hard.
Yeah. Well, I like that. I like the little subtle nods to the characters that, just like when we saw Shazam and all the. I like those little nods. I'm excited for episode 2 or 3 to see where it goes. These are 40-minute shows, right?
Roughly.
Okay. Because I feel like the next episode, everything's going to start moving forward now, like at a quick pace.
Like the first episode was pretty slow, which is why I was glad that they paired it with 2.
Oh, like released it with,
Yeah, because the first one's pretty slow. It's just like a getting into the new season, catching up with where these characters are at in their life right now over the last 8 months. The druggie is not a drug anymore. The non-druggie is kind of a druggie now.
And who else are we leaving out? Oh, Michaela. She's just unconscious.
Yeah,
we're just gonna end that storyline there. That's
so they'll talk to her when she wakes up. What happened? Did you see the guy? How did he? Whatever. Yeah. So it'll be really interesting to see how this plays out with the 2 different Bridgets, especially because they have 2 badges.
Very true.
Looked like they both were wearing a badge.
They're just identical. Like there's no difference between that. So that's kind of how I want to end this podcast out with predictions for the next episode. Since we have a setup of everything, of course, at the end, like everything, like all storylines are to a point where you can kind of guess what's going to happen next, right?
Fairly.
So I would think with Cloak and Dagger, knowing that there are 2 of them, I'm expecting some type of explanation why she's around. So, like in the sense of not
like what does she want?
No, but like in the sense of she's going to stay around because she's a necessary evil, I guess. Like no, she's not the bad person, guys. Like I think she's going to explain. Be like, look,
you think Mayhem is going to be not the villain?
Yeah, I think she's going to be like the anti-hero type of thing.
Interesting.
Well, I mean, in the comic books, she's an ally to them.
Yeah.
But she just, is a tougher person, like, or tougher, Punisher-esque,
I was gonna say, like the Punisher.
So, I don't know. I think they're going to, I think they'll have her be anti-hero till probably the end of the season. That's what I think.
Interesting.
Your thoughts?
I don't know. I feel like I don't necessarily think that it's going to be like anti-hero until the end of the season. I would expect it to be the other way around, where like they spend the whole season trying to stop her. And then at the end, there's some big conflict where they're like, okay, we need you and you're going to, you're going to help us out. And now we're allies.
Ooh, maybe they merge back together at the end.
Ooh, that's weird. I don't like that.
You don't want them to merge to one person?
No, I don't like that.
Well, it's an option. Just putting it out there. I think
we're obviously going to get some Tandy experiencing and exploring her new powers montages.
And that's kind of
training montages, which I always love.
It's a little upsetting that she keeps getting like 6 different powers each episode now, and Ty, who's been actually practicing with his stuff, is just teleporting. He can do other things. Yeah, but now he can
like do different teleporting, and now he can like teleport with people, and now he can teleport to specific places and specific people.
Yeah. He still needs to be able to draw people into the darkness and just swallow them whole.
We'll get there.
I mean, she's doing Hadoukens and stuff like that. Oh, no.
If he would start wearing a damn cloak.
He can't do that. He can't do that. They're not gonna go. If they ever actually go full blown costume, I'd be surprised. I'd be really surprised.
They had it last season. They had it.
I was gonna say another note I wrote down is when they broke into the private ambulance place, O'Reilly shot the lock. And I was like,
Tandy could have just cut that.
I literally wrote that down. I was like, why didn't Tandy just cut the lock? A lot quieter.
They had to show that O'Reilly was reckless and dangerous and doesn't follow the rules. She does whatever she wants.
Do you think that all those quote unquote bad decisions she made in season 1 was that personality kind of coming to the forefront? Like the doing the drugs with the bad cop?
No, because she's split now and she's still like popping pills and shit.
Yeah, but she's more timid, and like you can see that. And I thought her being timid was because of being shot.
Dying.
Yeah, her boyfriend dying, being shot, dumped into the swamp area. But maybe it was she's just not, okay. So that's another theory down that thing.
We'll have to wait and see.
So we'll try to do this whenever the episodes come out, every Thursday. This is all brand new. So if the audio quality isn't the best.
Quantity.
Yes, quantity isn't the best. It's Emma's fault. So
fuck you.
Anything else before we wrap it up?
I can't wait to see Tandy do some more really bad ballet.
And Emma will do some good notes next time on the, Cloak and Dagger recap. So, later, everybody.